What is going on, everybody? Today we're looking at the Diamond Select Toys Lord of the Rings Series 5 action figures. So we're finally getting more Lord of the Rings figures. It's been quite a while since we had the last series, but in this series we've got Boromir and Lurtz, which both of these look really cool. So we get another member of the Fellowship with Boromir, and he comes with a lot of cool accessories. And then we also get Lurtz, the head of the Uruk-hai, so that's pretty cool to have him. So very cool to have both of these figures. Of course, we can spin it around here and just see the picture is going to be the same, but our two characters there, and of course our characters we've already had in the past waves. So both of these look really cool, and I think are two awesome characters to add to the collection, two big name characters and stuff. So I am super excited to have these. So let me get them out of the box and we'll take a look at them together. So let's start off with Boromir, who's the captain of Gondor and son of Steward of Gondor, Lord Denethor. He was sent to the Council of Elrond and Rivendell by his father to bring back the One Ring to Gondor, where he joined up with the Fellowship of the Ring to aid Frodo on the journey to Mount Doom to destroy the ring, and he tried to convince Frodo to give him the ring and attempted to take it, but died defending Merry and Pippin from the Uruk-hai and was filled with arrows by Lurtz. So overall he looks pretty cool for Boromir here. Now his face does look a little bit off. It's, the actor Sean Bean, but it looks more like a cartoonized version of him, so it doesn't look, as clear as Sean Bean. But I don't think it looks absolutely horrible, but it obviously could be a little better. But overall looks pretty nice, and of course has the hair down in his face sort of covering up, but loves like mustache and everything there, and his hair all to the back. So everything with it looks fine. Like I said, it's not perfect, but it's good enough, and we'll just kind of go down from there. So then he has the cloak of Lorien on there, so that all the Fellowship had. So he's got the nice green cloak with the green brooch in the front, so got that from Lorien. And then he's got his outfit on that he's wore the whole time, so he's got like this tunic or whatever on over the top, so it's like this black leather design. Love the clasp and all the details around it, especially like down the front seam and around the shoulders. And then he's got a shirt on underneath that, so nice design there as well. Some nice details around the sleeves and like little dots and stuff all through it, with some chainmail, it looks like, underneath going into the gauntlets on his wrist. So it looks like it almost kind of has like the Tree of Gondor design on there, but it has some like wing design stuff. So overall that looks pretty cool, with like the black leather and the brown leather underneath. And then around his waist he does have a belt, so he's got the belt all wrapped around there with some nice details, designs running all through it, and of course tied there around his waist. And then he's just got some pants on, so we got to get of course his cloak out of the way. So he's got the pants on there, brown pants into black leather boots, so that all looks pretty cool, and this looks all dirty at the bottom, so on the bottom of his outfit and his boots there. So overall it looks pretty good. Of course a lot of stuff gets in the way, and it doesn't have the best movements, which is the usual with the Diamond Select. That's always my biggest complaint with these, but I think overall they look really good. I just wish they functioned a little bit better. But we'll do his movements, so his head will twist all the way around, so it's kind of hard to kind of get stuck in the cloak, and you can easily just remove his cloak. It just slides easily off and over his head there, so you can have him without that if you want like this. But yeah, his head still just twists around there, and it can look down and up a little, so very little movements in the neck. Then we go to the shoulders that come out to 90, so they are real stiff, and with a lot of the Diamond Select a lot of the joints are stiff and stuff, but it can come out just under 90 there and rotate around. Of course it's hard to get around the shoulder there, but it does twist. And then we get the single elbow joint, which they seem to be newer elbow joints, at least on him and stuff, and they can bend there to 90 and have rotation. And then the wrist will twist around and flex up and down. It has the up and down hand there, so flex a little. And then we go to the ab crunch, so it can crunch back and forth there and twist all the way around. Now for the legs and stuff, it's hard to get to because he has all this material, so it's really hard to do anything with the legs, but I'm sure they move back and forth, but just make a lot of noise. It's really all they do. And then can go out to the side a little, so again, not much up in there, and it's hard to really see. There's a tiny little twist in them up there. But then we go to the single knee joints that we can bend back to 90 and have rotation in them there as well. And then we go to the boot that has a twist at the top, so it can twist all the way around there. So we have the boot twist and the knee twist there all right together. And then we get the foot that'll flex back and forth and twist side to side. So again, his outfit just causing a lot of issues. It's just, really stiff plastic and everything, so it's in the way, and it's really hard to get him to move. But hopefully you can just get him to stand, and he stands pretty easily and stuff. But like I said, just with the Diamond Select, they don't really do that good of a job with all their joints and movements and everything, and figures don't work out perfectly. I've always had that issue. But like I said, it's just the look of them alone that makes me love them. Now, accessory-wise, he comes with a number of stuff. So first we get a set of hands that are gloves. So he has a set of gloved hands there with grips instead of just the ungloved gloved hands, so you can choose either one that you want to give him. And then he gets numerous weapons. So first we get a dagger that comes with a sheath, but it doesn't go in the sheath, or at least I assume that's what this is for. So we just have this, and again, the dagger looks nice details and stuff, but the blade is really thin and you can easily just bend it and stuff there, so I don't really know what to do with that. But again, it comes with this that I assume is the sheath for it, but there's no opening, so you can't even stick this down in there, so it's just another thing once again that we have to hold on to. Famously, he comes with the horn of Gondor, which is really cool. So the nice horn design, it comes with a string that we can put around his neck or do whatever. Looks pretty cool there. Now I think he does have a hook on the back, so we can probably just take and hook this onto the back there so it can hang down there, so we can give him his horn so it'll always be there with him. He also comes with his shield, so that always a part of his look, like especially like hanging off his back and stuff, but it's just a nice looking shield there, pretty nice design and everything. So it just has this really small grip, so I'm afraid this could break pretty easily, but I'm not exactly sure how well it'll work. Like I said, it's kind of famously like always hung on his back and stuff, but he has nowhere to hang it or place it on his back, so we can't do that. But we can try to get his hand in here so he can hold it, so there he can hold on to the shield, so he does have that. And of course lastly, he comes with his sword, so he's got this nice cool sheath, which once again, it's really cool they have this design, but you can't really do anything with it. It doesn't really attach on him anywhere, so it's just kind of annoying that it comes with it, but you can't do anything. But it has his sword inside, so really nice handle design and blade, everything about it just looks super cool there. So with that, we can put it into his other hand, so let's do that. So there, Boromir has everything now ready to fight off some Uruk-hai and defend Merry and Pippin. So I think he looks pretty cool as usual. Like I said, there's a lot of issues with the movements and stuff, and not everything works the best or is perfect for him. Like his hand grip is also really tight, so getting the sword in there is pretty difficult. And of course now it's kind of loose from that, but I think overall just the look, like this alone just looks really cool. I love the look of it. That's like the biggest thing with these figures, that they just look amazing, so I love having them for that alone. I just wish Diamond Select could work a little bit better on all their stuff, because like every figure, the Lord of the Rings, the Marvel, all the stuff I have issues with, but they just look really cool, which I guess is what they're going for, and that makes me love them alone. But yeah, I just have a lot of issues with the actual figure itself. It doesn't figure very well, but it does make a nice display, so awesome to have Boromir. And then just for a closest comparison, Ibra and Aragorn, of course, just need to see like height comparison, look wise and stuff. So especially to me, like this Aragorn looks much more realistic, and especially face wise, it's not perfect, but it's still a lot better compared to Boromir here. But I think they both look good, about the same height and all that stuff, so they would definitely look really cool together and with the rest of our fellowship. So awesome to now have Boromir added to the fellowship. And also in this series, we got Lurtz, which is the leader of the Uruk-hai, bred by Saruman and Isengard, and leads a battalion of Uruk-hai into battle against the Fellowship at Amon Hen. And he kills Boromir by shooting him with arrows, and then battles with Aragorn in a brutal fight that ends with him losing his arm and then being decapitated. So poor Lurtz there, but I think he looks pretty cool. So overall, I think he looks nice. He looks, really ugly, especially face-wise and stuff, but it's cool that he has the white hand of Saruman on his face, just like in the movie, and then his hair like up in the ponytail and all that stuff. Of course, the hair looks a little bit crazy and doesn't seem like it's the best, like sculpted and attached on stuff, but it looks pretty good overall at least. And then of course the face, like I said, with the white hand of Saruman, and then his crazy mouth and face and all that look there of the Uruk-hai, so looks pretty crazy and messed up with the more like brownish red skin and stuff, so that runs all throughout the body. Love like the textures and stuff there that they have on it with that color. And then he's got an outfit on, so has this dark black like leather tunic, so it has a lot of leather material and stuff, and little flaps and everything hanging around, and even some metal in his midsection. Bare arms down to the gloves, so he's just got some gloves with some nice buckles that match with the belt there at his waist, with some of the material hanging down, even like the belt design and stuff hanging down there. Overall, just looks pretty nice with all the little details and stuff that they put into it. Then some bare upper legs till he goes down to his legs that are armored up with the shin guard there, so that's pretty cool. Pretty sharp points and stuff, so he maybe cut himself up. And then he's got the boots there on his feet that a lot of the Uruk-hai wear that we see, especially in the Two Towers and stuff. But overall looks pretty cool with that armor and everything, so I think overall it looks good. I just wish the face was a little bit better, but other than that, I think he looks really good. Now for Moon, we get the head that'll twist around. Of course, with the hair, it'll be hard to get it to twist all the way around, but it does twist there. And then once again, very little rocking back and forth. We get the shoulders that can come up to 90 and then rotate all the way around. We get the single elbow joint there that can bend to 90 with the rotation. And then we get the wrist that'll twist around and hinge up and down once again. Then we go to the ab crunch. So he does an ab crunch just right under the chest plate section here. So crunch back and forth and can twist all the way around. Then we go down to the hips. Now he has much better movement because he has the light skirt, so it can come up to 90 and out to the side, not far from doing the splits. He has a thigh twist cut out in there, so it can twist all the way around. Then we go down to the double knee joint that can bend up that far to the back, so almost kicking his butt. And then he does have a shin twist or an ankle twist. It's right here at the top of his boot, so it does twist around there, so it can twist. Then we get the foot that'll rock back and forth and twist side to side. So he has better range of movements just because he doesn't have all the clothing material and stuff, but still doesn't have the best. But like I said, he definitely works out a little bit better. So if like every figure had this much movement, it would probably be a lot better for him. Just wish they had better room in the elbows because it's hard to really bend and stuff with just the 90-degree angle there. But once again, I think he looks pretty good. Now, accessory wise, he does come with an additional head. So a head where he's more like yelling stuff. I think overall this looks a little bit better, so I may switch his head out to this one. So there's that face, and I do think it looks a little bit better. I don't know why, like the hair and everything just seems about the same, but just I think the face itself looks a little bit better, so that's probably the face I will keep on him. And then he has other accessories. So as I mentioned, when he kills Boromir, he comes in with a bow and arrows. So we get a bow, which is a really cool looking bow, so it has a lot of nice sharp points, almost looks like axe blades and stuff there. Just a really cool design. So we have this bow that we can try and put into his hand. So there he has the bow, and like most action figures, it's hard to really get him posed up to where it looks good. His head can only twist that far to the side, so you can't really do, like a complete side angle, but you can do about that far. And he does come with a quiver with some arrows, so we get 3 arrows, which I think Boromir is like filled with 3 arrows, so it's cool they included that number. But we have some arrows, that can try and fit into his hand to hold up to the bow. Now with this quiver, I didn't know what to do with it, just design-wise. I'm like, what do you do with it? Does it go over his shoulder or, over his neck and shoulder and stuff? So I was like, what do you do? But looking at pictures of him online, this is actually around his waist, which it makes sense now because I saw he has this little hook on his waist. So I'm like, what is that for? So somehow you have to get this around his body, and it'll probably hang over and like kind of hook on that side there and hang around his body. But I don't know exactly how you do that unless the body splits in half, which I don't know if it does. But I'm like, I don't know how you get this slit up like through his legs or whatever. So I may have to mess with this and see if I can get him apart to get that piece on. So I couldn't figure out. I was trying to slide it up on him, like either on the top or from the bottom, and couldn't get that either. May have to just work with like a blow dryer and stuff to heat stuff up. Maybe get this plastic more flexible to get it slit around him and everything. So for now, I just kind of hung it on the hook. So pretty stupid, but I just hung it there for now. So you just have that. So he does have the bow and arrow option there. But as usual, they got this stuff, but know where to put it or how to get it on properly. So we just have it. But then also for his fight with Aragorn and stuff, we do also get a shield that we can give him, as well as the sword. So just the normal sword and shield for the Uruk-hai that we've seen with our other figures. So we can give this to him instead. So there he can have the sword and shield as well. Of course, the shield doesn't fit in his hand too well since I got that bow in there. So now his hand's kind of loose, so the shield doesn't sit in there properly. But I think overall it looks pretty cool with the sword and shield. So of course, like I said, now he's ready to fight with Aragorn. So very cool to have those two options. It'd be nice, like I said, if he could hold the bow and everything better, because that'd be how I would want him with the bow and arrow and everything. But I think this does look pretty cool as well, and that may be the option I'd have to go with just because it looks a little bit better. But if you remember from one of the last series, we did have other Uruk-hai figures. So we do have the Uruk-hai, so we have this version, and if you remember, I bought 2 of them just to do 2 different versions. So I got the one with the long hair that kind of looks like the leader during the Battle of Helm's Deep, then just one of the soldiers that's all armored out there. So we have those 2 options as well to go with Lurtz here for the Uruk-hai, which are some of my favorite like villains of the movie. So very cool to have a little army of Uruk-hai here now, and I think they all look pretty cool. Once again, as usual, they could be a little bit better, but I do enjoy it. I just, like I said, with Lurtz, wish he could work out a little bit better with that bow and arrow and stuff, but I think he looks pretty cool. Well, that's going to be it for Series 5 of the Diamond Select Toys Lord of the Rings figures, where we got Boromir and Lurtz. Like I said, I really like both of these look-wise. I think they both look really fantastic. Just, I don't really have many complaints there. Just the actual figures themselves, the figure of them has a lot of issues, which is just common for Diamond Select, so it's hard to really keep complaining about it when nothing's going to change. But like I said, look-wise, they did an amazing job. All the nice details and everything look like they're straight out of the movie, so can't complain there too much. But just love both of these. Just wish they could work out a little bit better with their accessories and everything. But let me know what you thought of these 2 down in the comments, and if you enjoyed this review, let me know with a thumbs up. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.